Good evening to each and every one of you all. Thank you for being here tonight. Thanks to one on live feed, and thank our guests for being here as well. To the residents, to our staff, to Madam Attorney, to the Commissioner, we will start our workshop at 6:30 p.m. April the 15th of 2025. Madam Clerk, recall the roll, please.
Commissioner King? Present. Commissioner Berry?
Present.
Mayor Collins?
Present. Thank you, Madam Clerk. I do appreciate you.
Sir. Vice Mayor McKelvin is on the phone. Okay.
He's on the phone.
Yes, he's.
All right. Good evening, Vice Mayor McKelvin.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you for joining us online, sir. We do appreciate you, sir, and hope everything goes well for you and your family, sir. All right, we'll continue with our discussion tonight. We have two items tonight, 3A, which is considered of the dog park ordinance, and B, Northwest 3rd Avenue, Mr. Rolanda Alvarez or Mr. Thumpy, I think he's here in reference to that, and we'll continue with our agenda at this present time. Mr. Manager.
Mr. Mayor, during the last meeting, you all wanted to have a conversation regarding a dog ordinance or dog park here in the city of South Bay. Now, in some research, I know we speak about in our code more so animals and not very specific to dog parks. But also in our research, the city doesn't have, excuse me, available land for just to set aside for a dog park. Now, if there are some other areas, there may be some vacant private parcels, but again, the city doesn't have any areas designated for parks beyond Tanner Park, Cox Park. But then I've also did some research on other communities that have dog parks here in Palm Beach County. They are established areas within parks, but you're also, other things would have to get, other ordinances will have to be put in place from leash, working, making sure that, ensuring that all dogs are on leash, no dogs are roaming throughout the community, or they can be picked up, and all of those things will have to get involved. But that's just in my research centered around dog parks or a dog ordinance specifically to the city of South Bay does not exist, but we do address animals in our code. But I know this came up, Commissioner King brought the item, and if there's any additional items, anything you want to add to that, I'm open to, so we can do the proper research.
Right. Thank you, Senator Manager Cameron. Commissioner King.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor and Commissioners and City Manager, as our city continues to grow, we are seeing more and more residents with pets. And it's clear that we need to update and refine our policies to accommodate this growing pet ownership. Today, I propose the adoption of an ordinance that would regulate dog walking in our community, as well as creating a designated dog park. I did send email to Mr. Manager requesting a list of vacant lots that the city owns. I never received it as of yet, but the city has the vacant lot over by the berry trees, by the railroad track. I'm thinking that can be utilized for this dog park, or we, the city, if the city still owns the property where the old CSC Center is was located, we can also use a portion of that. I'm not sure about the other vacant property that the city owns, because I never did get the the list of what's available that we may can use. So I'm proposing that we can look at those two property as of now, because it's a much needed park that we need here in this community. It would benefit this growing community that we have with families now. Most families here have pets that, you know, I see as I'm out in the community. They're walking, you know, on sidewalks, or they're utilizing other people's property. If we can't get a park at this time, we can look into putting together some kind of dog ordinance when pet owners are walking their dogs, that they would, you know, have some kind of way of not leaving their pets' poops around. You know, maybe carry a bag too, because I have gotten several calls about other, you know, pet owners coming on their property and letting their dog use their property. So I'm just proposing that, you know, we look into exploring city property that's vacant, that we can bring a doggy park to accommodate families that own pet dogs.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner King. The area you're referring to is Northwest Second Avenue and the old Community Action Center that they demolished. Am I correct? Correct. All right. And then what you're saying that you see, I'm with you as well. I see a lot of people do walk their dogs, and in the past I have gotten complaints of what from people use private property to take their dog to dispose of themselves, and they just leave it there. And also I have had daycare centers that call me as well in reference to walking their kids, and all of a sudden the kids almost just up in So I hope this will be better, you know, if the commission decide to move forward with this, or Commissioner King, it will be beneficial to those individuals. But we got to make sure those individuals who have those dogs, they really utilize that park instead of continuing to walk. I'm not against this here, but I want to make sure that if we decide to do this here, we want to make sure they abide by our ordinance and the rules and regulation there, instead of still having those same complaints that you have a dog park here, but by the same token, you have the people still walking their dog. They're using my yard to dispose of their dog waste, and they're not picking it up. Because I experienced that myself right in my yard, but you know, it's just one of those things. The dogs is free, the dogs are running around. But if the commission is on board with establishing this and moving forward with this, I'm not against it. And that's my take on it. Commissioner Polk and then Commissioner Berry.
Yes, sir, and I apologize for being tardy.
You're good, sir. Not a problem.
So now the conversation, this for a doggy park, or is it going to be an ordinance?
She's looking to establish a dog at park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with the ordinance because, you know, as the mayor stated, and I heard you stated, Commissioner King, you know, some of the residents, I had one complaint to me this evening, about an hour ago, about residents allowing their animals to utilize their yard as a station for release, and that is not right. I think if we had an ordinance, then we would have something that law enforcement or whoever else can enforce it. When you talk about the doggy park, my concern about that would be is, what about for the residents who live a certain amount of distance away, and by the time they reach Berry Tree or wherever it goes, how do we deal with that?
Ma'am,
Commissioner King.
Commissioner Polk, I would say majority of the dog owners, majority of the dogs are house dogs, you know, and I'm sure you know, after speaking to them about, I spoke with a few residents that, you know, on board with this park, and it's something that they're looking forward to taking their dog to to, let them run around and enjoy the little, obstacles or playground area for their dogs to enjoy. And after speaking with a couple pets owners here in South Bay, they're willing to travel to carry their dogs, not, just walk them there. They would transport them there to this area so that their dog animal can enjoy this park. So.
Yeah, I'm good with it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner King. Thank you, Commissioner Polk. Commissioner Berry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Public.
Thank you.
I have not given this much thought. There are other priorities right now that I am exploring regarding funding for our infrastructure as well as our community emergency center. So, thank you for bringing that up. Thank you.
Right.
Mr.
Thank
Mayor.
you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Commissioner King.
thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Berry.
Yes.
There's an organization and a group that is looking to apply for funding to help fund this park if we agree to providing the vacant land to bring this park here. So it wouldn't be funding that they're asking for to bring this park to the community. So it wouldn't be a financial burden of the on the city.
And you shared that information with the manager.
We just having this conversation.
Oh, just a conversation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner King and City Manager. Like I said, that we can continue this conversation and see precisely what we can do. We want to make sure that if we establish this particular, if we do establish a doggy park in the city of South Bay, we have to make sure that everyone abide by the rules and regulations, and also that they have to be on leash as well. And I just don't want us to start something. You have a park there, and then all of a sudden they start getting on our case about, you're trying to tell me to do this, tell me to do that there. But the thing about it, the park is primarily for your dog to have fun and make sure that you walk them to that particular area. You transport them and you take them out and take them inside of the doggy park. I see it in Wellington. I do have a tendency to just drive by there slow and see the one there in Wellington. It's a great park they have there. It's a fantastic park. And, like I said, that whatever decision the commission make, I'm on board with that. Right? The conversation, let's continue the conversation and let's see how we can move this forward. The two lots that you're referring to, Commissioner King, I know that they're over there close by the railroad track, that entire area where the trees at. I seen that area there in the community action park. I mean, the community action vacant lot, that area also, it's a large area in that particular vicinity. So maybe we probably could work something out. We just continue the conversation. We're not against it. Thank you for the conversation in reference to that. In addition, anything that you want to say in reference to this dog park ordinance, Commissioner King?
No, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you, Commissioner King. Commissioner Polk, you have anything else you want to say, sir? Thank you, Commissioner Berry. Anything else in reference to this dog park? Okay, thank you. Mr. Manager, you have an additional thing that you
Yes,
want
I
to add
have
to it, sir?
a few questions, Mr. Mayor. I'm hearing two conversations. I'm hearing the creation of an ordinance and the donation of land for a dog park, the creation of a dog park. So I would say you may want to look at creating an ordinance first and begin working through the creation of the dog park, because I'm hearing an interagency type of MOU conversation taking place, because the creation is going to be done by a separate entity. The city is still going to own the land, maintain, and the responsibility of maintenance of this park is going to rest with whom? And those are the things that will get worked out through a full MOU or facility usage, or the right legal to with the entity. However, I also hear leash. and how we're going to ensure that the dogs or the owners are utilizing the park. Is it a park for recreation for the dog, or a park that we're gonna have to maintain in that space? What is the full intent? So I would understand the direction to move this forward.
Mr. Mayor?
Madam Attorney.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of thinking the opposite in a way, because I think you have to find a place where you would have it first.
Yes, ma'am.
And zoning issues and how you would change that. And so I think the things that need to be identified first would be, where would this be? And then the adoption of an ordinance. So, for instance, if you don't have a place for this in your city because you either don't have the land or the space or the something that's appropriate or whatever, then you don't want to go through the whole, because it's going to be a lot more involved with the ordinance than it would be to try to figure out where would this go first. So,
Mr. King, you have an additional thing that you'd like to say?
No, I was, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was thinking of, but she explained, Attorney Weeks explains it. I was thinking more of creating an ordinance first, and then after we put in a ordinance that establish a clear guidelines for dog walking within the city limits, that which include a leash law, safe areas, and waste disposable. That would be something that we can probably explore first, putting in a ordinance, which establishing those guidelines, and maybe put in maybe like some poop stations throughout the neighborhood where the dogs are being walked, and then maybe seeing how that works, and then after that maybe looking to bringing in a doggy park if that's feasible.
So, Mr.
Madam
Mayor,
Attorney.
yes, just so that I understand. So not to create an ordinance dealing with a dog park in particular, but an ordinance that would address dog walking and what proper people should do with pets, and pets should be on leashes and those kind of things. And then I guess at some other point dealing with the dog park. Okay.
Yes.
I think I understand.
Thank you, Madam Attorney. Thank you, Commissioner, as well, and thank you, City Manager Kama, for your input in reference to this dog park ordinance / park. We do appreciate it. In addition, information, anyone want to say anything else on this here? Hear none. We'll continue with 3B, Northwest 3rd Avenue. Mr. City Manager.
Mr. Mayor, we have the city engineer here tonight. I know this item also came and as part of the conversation, and I shared with the commission at that time, would give us an opportunity to have the engineer look at Northwest 3rd Avenue and propose some options, preparing an appropriate scope of work that will be able to move this project forward prior to putting out an RFP. Now, as Mr. Mohan, your engineer, is coming up, I do have to share with the commission well in advance that the funding does not exist currently to do what's being proposed tonight, or what's being shared with the commission here tonight. So go ahead, Mohan. Excuse me, Mr. Thumpy, I do apologize.
Right. Is this on?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, Mohan Thampi with CAP Engineering, city engineer for South Bay, and I've been involved in the South Bay roads design and construction since 2020, and I have my CAP team like Rolando and Thomas, who are also very familiar now with this area, and basically, when the city manager requested me to make a presentation, I already knew that we had already done an evaluation, because last October we presented our final South Bay Road Evaluation Report, where we evaluated all the roads. And basically, the problem with the South Bay is the road foundations have failed, which causes all the unevenness of the asphalt, and all the subsequent problems, which are highlighted in the report, and also prepared some photographs which are the same. So we inspected, both Rolando and Thomas were out there, and I also took a look at it later, and it's still the same problem. So the reason the road foundation is failing is you have asphalt, then you have a lime rock base, 2 different layers, and then it's muck. You have 6 to 8 feet of muck. And we had gone to FDOT before for a presentation, and FDOT themselves know that the Glades region suffers from muck. So what are the 3 best options? So we had actually looked at the options, and we gave you option 1, which is full road reconstruction with geogrid, new curbs and sidewalks. And again, you can see the curbs and sidewalks have been impacted by the foundation. And so this is we call it option 1. Option 1 is the recommended repair, full reconstruction of the entire road and sidewalk, meaning we will reconstruct the base, because the base is very important. It's the foundation, and we will remove some muck, but we can't do more, because removing 6 feet to 8 feet of muck, that road may end up costing $3 to $4 million each, just for a quarter mile length. So the cost for the option 1, which we are right now doing, we have done it on 2 roads, Southwest 7th and Southwest 10th, which have been completed. We have put a geogrid also below with the foundation, plastic geogrid, and it seems to help prevent the sinking. But so we had some muck being removed. So that has been done for Southwest 7th and 10th, and you can see the results. And now we are commencing with Northwest 10th, the construction, and we are going to be doing the same thing. And of course, those projects are partially funded by FDOT scope grants. So you're dependent on that. And that one, the cost with engineering and construction inspection and construct is about, our estimate is in 2025 is $1.678,940. $1,678,940. So, okay, so the question is asked, can we do some type of partial repair? Now, the second option is milling and resurfacing, which has been done many times with the South Bay roads. Unfortunately, it has not worked because your foundation has failed. So when we dug up like 7th and 10th, we found like 8 inches of asphalt, and asphalt is expensive, meaning layer after layer had been laid on. 2 inches is a standard. So over the years, you have got 8 inches, but still it's sinking because the foundation is bad. So so that was simply milling and resurfacing and no foundation repair. And so it's not a recommended method, but we came up with a cost if you want to do that. And that is around, with the engineering and the construction, it will be $1,062,067. And do you have a?
Yeah, just one, what that would consist of again?
Is milling, and milling means we will go and scrape off the first 2 inches of the existing asphalt, and then we'll come back and put new asphalt. But what happens is, because of your depressions, you will end up putting more asphalt instead of in an ideal road. It will only be 2 inches thick all the way.
Yes, sir.
But because of all your depressions, you will be putting 6 inch. You may be putting 6 inches or 4 inches in different places, and that's expensive. So this estimate which I did was based upon 4 inches, but we also did a 4-inch fill. But again, it's not recommended. So that is standard milling and resurfacing. And then we did just for option 3, which is repair parts of the road, and so this one comes to about $759,320. And again, we do not recommend 3 or 2 because you're just throwing money within. 3, doing point repair, patching up parts of it, and doing what we are doing, like in option 2. It is option 2, but doing less. Actually, 4 inches of fill. In option 2, we had 8 inches of fill. To fill the depressions.
And Mr. Thumpy, up under your option 3, what would that consist of, sir? I'm looking at it here, but I'd like to hear from you.
Again, we would mill, and then we would fill with 4 inches of fill, all the depressions, try to smooth it out, and then we'll come back and put in a 2-inch layer of asphalt.
If you do it up on option 3, how long would that last, more or less, sir? How many years can you anticipate? I know that the muck have a tendency to sink, and the compression up under there as well because of the line rock. But if we decide to go in that direction for the time being, because due to the fact that one of the things about it, we know that our roads is really bad in the city of South Bay, but we are trying to give some type of release to our residents in reference to their vehicles, and then they're going back and forth and going to dips and dots and all sorts of things, more or less in reference to the $750,000.
No, I would say it won't last more than 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years only.
Yeah, and you're better off just simply filling it with soil. But there are some alternate. But I can research more and tell you, and we may test it out. But right now, these are the 3 methods, which we have. But I wouldn't recommend wasting money because on option 3. But you want to fill. You want to fill your depressions, and we have I have been talking with the contractor in Northwest 10th, and he has some ideas, but I want to see whether it will work. Okay. Just to come with a fill, just filling the depressions. It's a very interesting. I don't want to spread details, but he's going to use it in his staging area because his trucks need a smooth surface.
Yes, sir.
So he's going to try a method. Again, it won't last long, but still, it's better to. We can come back to you, after we find out whether it works.
Right. Before I call on Commissioner Polk, one of the things about it, we know that we are constantly trying to lobby for more and more funding in reference to all our streets. When you did the evaluation in reference to all the streets in the city of South Bay, we know the total of about $50 million at that particular time period. And thank you for the work that y'all did in reference to the survey that you did in reference to every street within the city of South Bay. But one of the things about it, we need to try to do something, temporarily, because due to the fact that we're going to have to continue to lobby for more money into our tax base increase within the city of South Bay, and we know precisely what is taking place, and hopefully that eventually that would take place within the city of South Bay. But I think that we want to try to work on something, provided we have the funding. But I just want to hear from the other commissioners and see what they take on, and then we can move from there. Commissioner Polk, I know that you brought this up, so you're going to talk about it, sir.
Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Marion. Thank you, Mr. Mohan. So, and my concern is my recommendation was not for us to present the engineer because we already have this information in our possession of what the evaluation is that they put together. What I was asking is an RFP to do something on the level that we are able to do it on. We already know what it costs. We have this. You presented this to us last year, right?
Yeah.
And also the preliminary package several years ago.
Yes.
So I already know what he was going to say, and I didn't ask for him, but I appreciate you. You know, he says the same thing each time, that there's, you know, it's going to cost you $500,000 to patch up a road. And we realized that based off of the road repairs that we did on Northwest 12, Northwest 11, and Northwest 9, and I'm not totally in approval of how those projects were done, but if it's done properly, you know, with the proper measurement of backfill, you don't need to put 6 inches of asphalt. You say in some areas because it's so low?
That has been the problem. You're wasting asphalt, and the asphalt is heavy, and it's also weighing down.
Exactly.
So anybody who's been recommending and doing that has been doing a disservice.
Exactly, I agree. So that's why I say with the appropriate backfill, when you put in the field.
No, in order to do the appropriate backfill, you need to remove all the asphalt and rebuild it. You cannot do a patch or point repair just like that.
My concern, Mr. Mayor, is cities have been repairing potholes for years. So to tell me that we can't repair potholes and it's going to cost us $759,000 to repair some potholes?
How many potholes do you have? Because we looked over, most of it are dips, and potholes you can repair. Your public works can go out and
Exactly.
Put a cold patch. You know.
Just one second now. We got two things here. We have the dips and we have the potholes. I think that on the other roads that you did, Northwest 11th, Northwest 12th, Northwest 11th, and Northwest 9th, I think that we had the dips in the road. Am I correct? And that's what we did, repaired those dips in the road there. We want to make sure that it's very clear in reference to what he's referring to, Mr. Thumpy. You know, yes, you're right. Our public works can do potholes, but he was referring to those dips in the road. That's the main thing he's concerned about, sir.
Yeah, but you want to do the whole road?
Hold on one moment.
Yeah.
We're having multiple conversations, so let's be clear. Let me make an attempt to have some clarity. Northwest 3rd, when the item came up for conversation, and I asked when the motion was about to be made for an RFP, in order for staff to put out an RFP, the RFP must consist of a full scope of work as to what we are actually asking for a contractor to do. In order for us to have that full RFP, a complete scope of work, the engineer has to be involved with drafting the scope of work to put place in the RFP for the dips. Internally, we are making adjustments to potholes. We are doing those things for potholes. Now, some of the potholes are huge, and those are the ones. Just take Northwest 10th, which is about to go under construction. There are area of multiple potholes. So it's a challenge not to have the engineer come in, because the engineer has to be involved with preparing a scope of work for the RFP. What was done on Northwest 12th, 11th, and 9th in those dips that went across the roadway, immediately falling beside the water utility lines, the storm lines, those dips just had asphalt, a little milling done, and a little asphalt placed on top of them in order to make those roads passable, to ensure that they're not as a rough ride. In review of Northwest 3rd Avenue, which is not as bad as some of the other streets However, we still wanted to bring it to the attention because it was asked. So we're able to, one, make a determination what's going to go in the scope of work so we are able to properly bid that item and put it out on the street so we are getting what we could actually, what we're actually asking for. So I am unable to just draft that scope of work and saying we need only 2 inches of asphalt, or we need 6 feet of backfill with lime rock with a typical section. I am unable to do that without the engineer telling us exactly what we're able to put into that scope of work. So that is one. Those are several reasons why the engineer's here. I know it's time to move on, Mr. Mayor.
I just
want to
wait
make
till
sure
you
we are
finish
having
talking,
the
sir.
same conversation about dips or potholes.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. We will continue this conversation. I entertain a motion to adjourn the workshop.
Just hang around, we'll pick you back up.
I have a motion by Commissioner Pope. I have a second by Commissioner Berry. Workshop adjourned. Do anyone need to leave the dais? Here none. Good evening, each and every one of y'all. I want to thank you for being here tonight. We'll start our workshop at 7:06 p.m. for April the 15th of 2025. Thank you everyone for being here, and thank the ones on live screen as well for joining us tonight. At this present time, Madam Clerk, I'm going to switch over a little bit, and then I'm going to have Ms. Ransom to call the roll, if you don't mind. Ms. Ransom, you call the roll for us tonight, madam. Do you have the sheet in front of you? Do you have a copy?
Commissioner Barbara King,
Present.
Commissioner Albert L. Polk,
Present.
Commissioner Esther Berry,
Present.
Vice Mayor Terenza McKelvin, Mayor Joe Kyles.
President, thank you, Ms. Ransom. I do appreciate it, and thank you for calling the roll for us tonight. Ms. Ransom is a part of the pre-law program at Lakeshore Middle School, and that's really having her sit on the dais tonight. I want to thank her. At this present time, we have the roll call, and then we have the prayer by Pastor Polk, Reverend, because he's not here. So Commissioner Polk, and then we have the pledge of allegiance of the flag. Let us all stand, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for who you are and for who you have been to us. God, we thank you for how you has kept us all day long. And you brought us to this place safe and sound, allow no hurt, harm, danger come nigh to our dwelling. Father, we ask you to bless the order of business tonight. Lead and guide every thought, regulate the minds of those that sit on this dais. Father, we even thank you for our residents. We ask a special blessing on each resident, business owner, stakeholder, law enforcement, legal, everyone present here tonight, those present in the building, those present virtually. Special blessing we ask on this great city of South Bay. Do it for us again. In Jesus' name we thank you.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, we have the disclosure of voting conflict. Commissioner King?
No conflict, sir.
Thank you. Commissioner Polk?
None, sir.
Thank you. Commissioner Berry?
No conflict.
Thank you. None for me either. And Commissioner Vice Mayor McKelvin?
None, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, sir. We'll continue with our agenda for tonight. We're going to continue, before we move forward, we want to continue the conversation dealing with Northwest Third, and then we'll continue with our agenda for tonight. Mr. Manager, Mr. Thumpy, continue at this present time. Do you have any additional things you'd like to say, Mr. Manager?
Oh, no, I just want to make sure we are clear as to we're talking about dips and not potholes.
Yes, sir.
So,
Mr. Mayor?
Okay, just a moment, sir. All right, Commissioner Pope.
Yes. So again, and my concern was, when we did it previously, now maybe the engineer was brought in on the back end, but I don't recall the engineer come before us when we did those other streets. And so, I just feel like, and when we are talking about the same thing, we're talking about the dips. And so dips and potholes, those are basically what we can repair with that on the contract that we talk about doing the RFP for. So my thing would have been is just like before, I don't know who city manager I thought may have went out there and looked at the roads and drawed up what we wanted to put in the RFP and send it out. You know, and it's just a conversation to develop the RFP that I'm asking for, because right now we don't have $759,000 to do a partial repair, option 3. We don't have
$1 million for option 1.
$1 million for option 2, or $1,678,000 for option 1. So what do? Since we cannot afford what our engineers presented to us, I am saying let this commission think outside of the box and see what can we do to bring some relief to our residents, because that street is in very bad condition, and it is as worse as some of the other streets. So I counted 5 dips on the road. I was out there 2 weeks ago. I've counted 5 dips.
Excuse me, out of order, point of order.
I counted 5 dips. That's from sidewalk to sidewalk, just like we did on 12th Street.
Yes, sir.
And I was just doing the math based off of what we got for $20,000 down there. I'm thinking 30 should make this street straight. You know, I know you have inflation. I know you have that. You know, the price of asphalt has gone up, as Engineer Mr. Mohan stated tonight. But at some point, let's address it, because I know when we initially made, because I'm the one who made the motion about doing those streets on Northwest 12th, Northwest 11th, Northwest 9th. This street, Northwest 3rd, was also in that. But I don't know if we didn't have the amount of money that was needed. So I just don't want it to be overlooked. So that's why I'm bringing it back up, because residents live there as well.
Thank you, Commissioner Polk. I do appreciate what you're saying in reference to that. Mr. Manager, the same way we went out and I think we explored something in reference to Northwest 11th, 12th, and 9th, in reference to someone can come in, or a company can come in and do the repair work in reference to the same identical way they did the other streets. Is it possible we can work on that, sir?
No, sir, we cannot. We are not able to do that. The way Northwest 12th, Northwest 11th, and 9th was done, the contractor had access to equipment at the time, and they were able to do the work as an emergency without us going out for bid and just filling in those dips. It was not engineered, as your engineer did go out, and we've had several conversations where it wasn't agreed upon with the engineers to actually, we would have approved the work to be done that way. We were working with the $60,000 and or $30,000 we had available in order to get it done, because there was no other way. So had it been done through an actual RFP, full design, as the engineers presenting tonight, I will tell you, it is the only thing they, as from the engineering perspective, would have signed off on was either the option 1, 2, or 3, not the way that those streets were done. Number 2, not only that, the engineer certifying, no, excuse me, not the engineer, the contractor certifying that road work would be another issue. So if we're saying something, we got some work done on the roadway as an emergency repair for those dips without engineering involved, and that was done internally, and we brought it to the commission. So that is something for Northwest 12th, 11th, and 9th. Those things were done not involving engineering yet simple milling and a resurfacing with that extra asphalt going on the roadway. So we were working within the dollar amount that we had in order to make those roads passable. We are unable to do that going forward with Northwest Third. As a matter of fact, the contractor stated that he had to eat a lot of the cost only because it was the contract amount. We only had the $60,000. So a lot of that, not just so much Northwest Third was removed, the contractor could not go any further based upon the dollar amount the city had set aside for those roadways.
Ma'am?
Commissioner Polk?
Yeah, so, and I do understand what the city manager is saying, but you know, in that event, that is where I would hope that, you know, it could be brought back to the commission. We can see that, hey, it's eating up more than what we thought. You guys willing to put more money? You know, because what we want to do is give relief to the residents. That's it. We're not trying to find a way not to get it done. We're trying to find a way to accomplish something to give relief to our residents. I live in South Bay. I have to ride these streets every day. And so for me, it's urgent to me. I'm not looking to agree with how we can't do it. So my thing is this here. You've got about 5 dips, just say from 80 to that street where the pilot is. I can't name the street, but and if we get a price on what it would cost to do those dips, and if a contractor just say, if they say, like city manager say, it's going to cost more than what has been allocated at some event, we need to have a conversation about what we want to. We put money in the budget for this. I recall we put $100,000 in the budget from capital. We put other funding in the line item for road repairs. So at what point are we going to spend it on road repairs?
May I answer that? Oh,
Just a
it's not
moment.
my turn, thank you. It's not an answer, it's an observation.
Wait just a minute. Commissioner Polk, you?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Berry?
I'm sorry to interfere, thank you. You are correct. In our budget workshop and in the budget approval, I made a motion to transfer funds into our road improvement. My thought at that time, we could use those funds for rideability because we knew we could not repair them all. So if as we go through this conversation, give us an idea about the rideability of the street in question tonight. What would you project, or what would you do?
No,
We just want rideability, the dips.
You can fill, that's not, it's again the amount of fill, and the fact is, like, you know, Leandre brought up, it was done as an emergency.
Yes.
But no road repair, an engineer will, you know, it has to be engineered, and a contractor,
Yes.
if you do an RFP, the contractor, you know, he's not going to do the road if he feels, you know, he's doing a repair. And I as an engineer cannot recommend that, you know, this patchwork repair. But you can do fill, you know, you can, but it's not going to last long. But you have to find the money for it. And I mean, you can get a contractor. I mean, you can be the contractor we have right now and say, okay, do some fill. But I have this much money, and how much can you do? But he will say, I'll do it, but you know, I cannot guarantee the work.
So City Manager
Mr.
Campbell.
Stumpy, if at all possible, with the understanding that the contractor would not guarantee the work, hearing the commission from a rideability perspective, are you able to, no, not are you able, would you draft a scope of work for Northwest 3rd Avenue that shows rideability?
Okay.
And something that we would be able to place in an RFP
Okay.
for advertising?
Yeah, we can do that.
Within our budget, of course.
Well, I mean, it's gonna go out for
Okay,
bid,
thank you.
so it would.
All right.
All right.
Because I don't want us to start the process and then we find out later that we are in the red.
Right.
Yes, because it takes planning, and strategically, we've done this every year. When we go to Tallahassee, when we submit our priorities, legislative priority, infrastructure is always at the top of the list.
Right.
And we will continue to do that.
You know,
Go ahead.
you can get a contractor on an annual basis, you know, a pool.
But let's do the scope of
Scope of work,
Yes.
right.
Okay?
Let's do that. City manager, have the scope of work done and then bring it back before the commission in reference to Northwest Third Street. And let's see precisely what it's gonna cost us for routability. And I think it'd be more feasible if you can do that, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Now, what I will do while Mr. Thumpy is drafting the scope of work, I will ask the contractor that's on Northwest 10 what rideability would look like from a cost perspective.
Yes, sir.
And just give you a rough number, estimate from that contractor.
Okay.
Now, one thing I will share with the commission, contractors are really hesitant in doing that type of work because they're not getting the work, and it does take man hours in order to provide those level of estimates. But I will ask and see what I'm able to bring back to the commission as the scope of work is being prepared
Right.
Right.
for rideability.
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 And keep in
Okay.
mind, not only is it expensive, but we have to look at the duration of time. We're approaching hurricane season. In addition to that, we must consider other issues regarding rideability. I can follow through with that. I'm committed to that. So let's direct the manager to take
Well,
that. He will
that's-
do that. Thank you.
That's the direction from the commission, am I correct? Commissioner
Yes.
King? That's the direction?
Yes.
Yes,
Commissioner Polk?
considering the issues. Yes,
Right. Commissioner Berry?
yes.
I'm as well, sir. That's the direction.
Understood.
Manager. Mr. Thumpy, I just want to say thank you, sir, for being here tonight, sir. And thank you for explaining everything to us in reference to our roads. And within the city of South Bay, I know they're very bad throughout the city. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And I'm not going to sit here and say, no, they're not. But if you can, you all can bring that back to the city manager bring it back for the commission, we really would appreciate that. Again.
I know what you guys, I'll get it to Andre and you guys can discuss that. And we have our contractor, I'll get some input from him, you know, what we can do. And so it's not like, it's money. And
Yes, sir.
I think you need to issue bonds.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
For your roads.
Thank you,
You
sir.
have like grants.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but thank you, sir, and I do appreciate the input in reference to all of this. Thank you, sir. All right,
And
thanks.
keep in mind, we're talking about taxes too, because
Right.
at some point, if you look at our tax base, we're not generating enough to support all the services for all the residents. So we have a great challenge ahead, but we can do it. We can do it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you again on behalf of the commission, Mr. Thumpy, and thank you for being here tonight. City Manager Campbell, thank you. Commissioner, thank you as well in reference to your input in reference to the particular discussion. Now we continue with our agenda for the night. Presentation proclamation, Madam Clerk. Oh, okay.
Mr. Laura Goodman,
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you want to do the proclamations before, you say you want to do the proclamation first? Let me,
Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead. Before you start, residents have to really pay attention to what is taking place within the city of South Bay. They've been working on this project, and we do appreciate them being a part of the work that they're doing within the city of South Bay. So continue, sir, and thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Good evening. We would like to thank the City Commission, City Manager, the staff, and the residents of South Bay once again for giving us the opportunity to speak with you and address the commission. It's always a pleasure to be here in South Bay.
Yes,
We
it
love
is.
making the trip. We appreciate your continued support as we're moving forward with our work under the Florida Commerce Technical Assistant Grant. Tonight, we're here to provide an update to Deliverable 3, which is a major step in the city's long-term planning efforts. This deliverable includes 4 main components: outreach and collaboration to gather input from the community and subject matter experts, a detailed evaluation of the 1989 comprehensive plan, updated data and analysis for each plan element, and draft recommendations to modernize the plan and extend its planning horizon to the year 2045. We'll briefly walk through each of these areas and share how they work together to guide South Bay's growth in a thoughtful, strategic, and community-driven way. Can we get to one more? Thank you. First slide, outreach and collaboration. For Deliverable 3, our first major task was outreach and collaboration. We began by consolidating insights from key planning documents that we've been preparing for the city for the last year and a half through the first grant that we did and the first 3 reports that we've already presented. They include the state of the city, the community survey, the SOAR analysis, the asset mapping exercise, the 5-year strategic plan, the city's vision, the master plan, and the Mobility and Transportation Safety Action Plan, which was the one that we presented at the last meeting. We also held meetings with experts from the following organizations: the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County, the Palm Beach County Department of Housing and Economic Development, the Florida Department of Commerce, the Florida Department of Transportation, the Palm Beach County Office of Resilience, PalmTran, the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council, and the Palm Beach County Tourism Development Council. These discussions focused on identifying challenges and opportunities related to future growth and development in the city of South Bay. All of this input was combined into a new report, the Comprehensive Plan Update Collaboration and Strategic Planning Report, which serves as the foundation for the next step in the process. I know that's a mouthful, but this is Department of Commerce grant speak. That's what I'll call it. As part of this phase, we conducted an in-depth evaluation of the City of South Bay's 1989 comprehensive plan to determine where updates are needed and to ensure continued alignment with state requirements and local conditions. We reviewed each element of the existing plan to assess compliance with Florida statutes and determine whether the content remains relevant in light of changing demographic, environmental, and development trends. Based on this review, we've identified areas where revisions are necessary, particularly within the plan's goals, objectives, and policies to better reflect current priorities and regulatory expectations. As part of the update process, we're extending the planning horizon in the comprehensive plan to the year 2045 to support long-term decision-making and coordination with regional efforts. Findings from this assessment are being documented in the draft evaluation and appraisal report, which provides the foundation for plan revisions and ongoing alignment with the Glades Region Master Plan and Palm Beach County's comprehensive plan. As part of this process, we've compiled data to support each element of the comprehensive plan and ensure the information guiding the decisions for the city is current and reliable. This includes population estimates and projections, along with data on infrastructure, capital improvements, and public services. We also reviewed land use patterns, transportation systems, water and sewer infrastructure, stormwater management, solid waste, and recreational assets. Housing trends, environmental resources, and property rights considerations were also analyzed. This updated data is being used to inform revisions across every plan element, from goals and policies to supporting background text, ensuring the plan reflects present-day conditions and prepares South Bay for its long-term growth. We're actively shaping draft recommendations to update the city's comprehensive plan. These revisions are necessary to bring the adopted plan in line with current conditions, updated data, and state planning requirements. The draft framework is informed by the in-process evaluation and appraisal report, newly compiled data and analysis, and input gathered from community engagement and strategic planning efforts. Together, these sources form the foundation for updating each plan element and extending the plan horizon. To promote transparency, the document uses a clear editing format, strike through for suggested deletions, and underline for proposed additions or revisions. This makes it easier for stakeholders to track changes and understand how the plan is evolving. The updates are being developed to reflect changes in state law, respond to shifts in local needs, and support a long-range vision for growth and development. These changes guide necessary revisions to the goals, policies, and objectives, ensuring comprehensive plan remains relevant, compliant, and responsive to South Bay's future. Deliverable 3 represents a key milestone in the city's long-range planning efforts and sets the stage for the first significant update to South Bay's comprehensive plan in decades. By integrating community input, current data, and expert analysis, we're shaping a plan that reflects the city's evolving needs and values, ensuring future growth supports what matters most to the residents. This work lays the foundation for a modern, forward-looking plan that extends through the year 2045. It's designed to support thoughtful, resilient development while staying flexible enough to adapt over time. We are excited to continue working closely with the City Commission, staff, and the South Bay community as this update moves forward. With strong leadership and continued collaboration, the City of South Bay is on track to plan its future with clarity, purpose, and confidence. With your leadership and the community's input, South Bay is well positioned to grow in a way that's resilient, inclusive, and ready for the future. Thank you. Now, I will admit, I added a couple of things I wanted to address. I know that there are citizens out there that are wondering, what are we doing? I know we show up, we talk about reports, and say, okay, what is this all about? We wanted to make sure that the community at large understands why we're doing this work. It is so South Bay can be in compliance with state growth management regulation. To get to the light at the end of the tunnel, we basically have to continue building a pathway for the city to forward South Bay's community and economic development goals and pursue funding opportunities, because that's really what this is all about. And Laura, if you want to come up, because we have some exciting news for y'all. 2 weeks ago, I attended a Reading meeting, which is the Rural Economic Development Initiative. And it just so happens the Secretary of Commerce was there. Well, me being the shy guy that I am, after the meeting, I walked up and introduced myself and basically said, I'm representing South Bay. And we are trying to do very exciting things. Specifically, we talked about the Village by the Lake. And we had put in for a RIF grant, and unfortunately, it had not been approved. And we found out that when the results came out, almost every project was for actually shovel-ready things. They were already in the works, like you're trying to do with the roads. You already had the engineering reports. They said, we're ready to start digging tomorrow. Well, the Village by the Lake is not there yet. So it's still more of a planning. We do know that there is an environmental study or lots of things that need to be done. Soil tests and things like that. So anyway, I chewed on his ear and got him to agree to a meeting. In person, which is happening next week. So Laura, myself, city manager, a couple other people, we're going to get in his office and we are going to fight tooth and nail to get the next round of funding so we can actually start doing the work to plan to create the Village by the Lake. And as you were saying, Commissioner Barry, improve the tax base, improve the economy, get the population headed in the right direction, and get South Bay's name beyond the Glades. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And do you all have any questions before we stroll away?
Commissioner King?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, thank you guys for all that you do and you're doing. So you guys are spearheading the Village on the Lake, or you guys are the one that putting it together?
No, not exactly. That has been, if you recall, in some of the other reports we've done, the ecotourism, the strategic planning, it's been mentioned in those. So, and also it's near and dear to our hearts. We want to see it happen. And so Eric just took the opportunity when he was there with the Secretary of Commerce to just bring it to his attention so that he could understand the special project that it is. So we are not in charge of the Village by the Lake. We're just sort of helping as part of this to get that meeting happening
And to get the money.
and to get the money,
get it
which is
done.
the ultimate goal of the meeting.
Right, as you were saying, you're talking, we all know about budgeting.
Yeah.
Well, the plan is that y'all don't have to budget for it.
We're hoping, we're hoping.
So it can come from somewhere else.
Thank you, Commissioner King. Commissioner Pope.
Yeah, I don't have any questions, but congratulations on your meeting, Secretary of Commerce. So, hey, I hope it goes well. Go get them.
You can pray for us.
Thank you, Commissioner Pope. Commissioner Barry.
Thank you so much. I'm excited. I am truly excited because you have some good news coming up regarding our exhibit.
Oh.
Our exhibit.
Yeah.
Right.
Will you speak on that for a minute, please?
Are we still on for the 18th of August?
Yep, I'd be happy to. All of this started back in April of 22 when we first met with city manager. And the original reason we started working with South Bay was to create a museum at the Railroad Cottage, which is up the road. As we know, that building is uninhabitable right now. That is a whole separate side conversation we have been continuing having with Parks and Rec in Palm Beach. And they have budgeted to do the repairs. That's as far as we could take it. That's now out of our hands. But anyway, Laura and I had come up with a stopgap because just like with the Village by the Lake, you have to be able to go get more funding, you have to lay some groundwork. So what we have done is we are going to be creating 8 exhibits and have some artifacts. And we're going to be placing them all along the walls, and they are going to be covering several aspects of the history of South Bay. We're going to be talking about the 1928 hurricane, the railroads and I've Dr. Barry and I have worked on this so long, and it's Bean City and I wish I had the list in front of me. Right.
That's
So
okay.
it's gonna get the museum open and start having guests coming, and we will be able then to look at other funding mechanisms so that when the building is ready, we're ready to go.
Right.
That's the idea of that. And I think we'll be here in August.
Yeah, and actually that will be dedicated in August, I think August 18th.
Great, thank you. We do appreciate that wonderful report that you have brought to us tonight. It means so much to me, and a lot of our residents probably don't know that old railroad cottage that sits at the RV Park there. It used to be an old post office that used to sit right behind the plaza here in the city of South Bay. They moved it from that location out to an area by the RV Park and the community center in that particular area there. But I just want to thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for the work that you're doing, and thank you for the work that you're bringing to the city of South Bay, because it means so much to us. As we sit on these years and listen at the work that you have done and what you'll continue to do within the city of South Bay, we're looking forward to the completion of what you're bringing to the city of South Bay and the work that you're dedicating to the city of South Bay. On behalf of the entire staff, our city commission, and our residents in the city of South Bay, thank you. We do appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if we could, as Unicus is walking away, the question came about Village by the Lake, and we cannot have that conversation regarding the railroad cottage, and all of the plans that's taking place. The Village by the Lake is also a part of the concept that's taking place. We are unable to move forward with the Village by the Lake component until the comprehensive plan is updated as well. So all of those pieces work together. Now, the Village by the Lake was an initiative out of the manager's office in order to create ecotourism, develop ecotourism here in the city of South Bay. And it is something that's been presented and shared with the commission as an opportunity, one, where we are being transformational here in the city and how we could generate some revenue and have an entertaining atmosphere for our residents. With that understanding, taking this meeting next Tuesday in Tallahassee with the secretary who is favorable. It's going to be Jordan is the other person who has that relationship with the secretary, as well as Unicus. They understand and recognize what ecotourism could look like here in the area. And of course, they are funding shovel-ready projects, but he's interested in having that conversation because of the ecotourism component and what it could do in the region around the lake. So those are the things that we are taking, the conversation that we're having in Tallahassee next Tuesday. So I just wanted to, all of that entire area cannot be lost, from Village by the Lake, the museum piece, the nature park, that entire piece will create a new development.
A renaissance.
There you go. I like that word.
I love it too.
From Northwest First up to the RV park along the roadway, Rock Road. So all of that is what's being designed and planned and what we're seeking the funding for. I just wanted to make sure that part is not being left out, because it is a comprehensive recreational ecotourism economic development. You think of it, it's going to be something transformational in that renaissance for the city of South Bay, able to move forward and continue being a self-sufficient community. So that's all I wanted to add to that, Mr. Mayor.
No, thank you. I do appreciate that update in reference to the Village by the Lake, sir, because I know it's caused for a lot of work to be done, and thank you all for going to Tallahassee and work and trying to possibly get that funded. We'll continue with our agenda for tonight, Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir, we have a proclamation for Mr. Jack Brewer's Foundation.
Okay.
If he wants to, if we could have him.
Just a moment. Before this gentleman come up, Mr. Brewer, you can come on up, sir, now, and I guess your staff, you bring them with you as well. This is a gentleman that I got to know, and I think Commissioner King as well have gotten to know this young man. And he has been a great asset to the city of South Bay, along with the Geo Correction Institution, other institution around. A young man and his staff that work diligently each and every Saturday in the city of South Bay. If you come to the city of South Bay around by Northwest First Street, right on around to the First Street and Second Street and 8th Street within the city of South Bay. These are the individuals that the food distribution every Saturday, these gentlemen, and this gentleman especially, responsible for the food that's being distributed each and every week, not only for the residents in the city of South Bay, but the residents of a whole in the entire Glaze area. Now that I heard that some people is coming from the East Coast over to the West Coast now, enjoying the distribution that is being rendered within the city of South Bay, with other distribution that's taking place in the city of South Bay on different days. But tonight, Mr. Brewer, we just want to say to you and your foundation, along with your entire staff, how much we appreciate the work that you're doing within the city of South Bay. You started at a small location here, right off, and Commissioner King said, right out there by the CAC area there, and then the line just started getting longer and longer, interfering with our residents in front of their homes, and they decided to go in another location, and it was able to talk to their owner of that particular property to allow that to take place. But tonight, sir, we did not overlook you. I just want to let the commissioner, our residents, know that we appreciate the work that you are doing each and every week within the city of South Bay with your entire staff, sir. And tonight, this commission, the board, want to present you a proclamation, letting you know that we appreciate it, and we do not take that lightly either, sir. We appreciate everything that you're doing for our residents in the Tri-City area each and every week, sir. And our love, we believe in sharing our love. And this commission here want to share the love tonight, present this proclamation to you. Madam Clerk, we read for the record of Mr. Manager, I'm sorry.
Not a problem. Not a problem, Mr. Mayor. Proclamation, Jack Brewer Foundation. Whereas the city of South Bay takes special notice and acknowledge the exceptional service the Jack Brewer Foundation has provided for more than 19 years to citizens of highest potential and children. And whereas in 2006, the Jack Brewer Foundation was founded by former three-time NFL team captain Jack Brewer with a driving principle to empower from within. And whereas the Jack Brewer Foundation programs include global prison ministry, disaster and medical relief missions, global orphan care programs, and their nationally recognized American Heroes Fatherhood Initiative. And whereas the Jack Brewer Foundation has ensured all residents of the city of South Bay and surrounding areas have access to food distribution of fresh produce, meat, staple food. And whereas to date, the Jack Brewer Foundation has managed the delivery of over $80 million in medical aid, safely delivered millions of pounds of food, supports over 35 orphan care centers, facilitates comprehensive rehabilitation programs to criminal justice impacted families, has helped deliver sports equipment to over 1 million underserved children, and actively operates emergency rescue and relief missions around the world. And whereas the Jack Brewer Foundation relief operations focus on providing essential needs to people affected by extreme poverty, war, disease, and natural disasters. Now therefore, Mayor Joe Kiles of City of South Bay do hereby proclaim the month of April as the Jack Brewer Foundation Month. Proclaim this 15th day of April 2025. Joe Kiles, Mayor, Terenza McKelvin, Vice Mayor, Esther Berry, Commissioner, Albert L. Polk, Commissioner, Barbara King, Commissioner. Attested by Vicky Del Bosquez, City Clerk.
If you don't mind, we'd like to take a picture with you in this style, and along with your staff, if you don't mind, sir. Commissioner.
I gotta figure out what y'all took y'all suits. Ain't they clean?
I don't know the staff with you.
And this is it, yeah. We got David, and obviously David, and we got Pastor Jarvis here as well.
On behalf of the city of South Bay, we bring a proclamation to you, sir, and your staff for the wonderful work you do each and every week. I really do appreciate it. As we ride through this city, as we said, we, the commission, we ride through this city, we see what you do on a Saturday morning. You guys be out there sweating, but by the same token, it don't bother you. You're still making sure that in those 200 vehicles that come through that line, food is shared each and every day. On behalf of the city, we say thank you. We do appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
God bless you.
You want to get something like this? Come on, come on. Thank you, guys.
I know, just before you leave, you slide over a little bit, because I won't hear this.
Oh, yeah.
You're right, slide a little bit.
Come on up here.
You come up off
Excellent. Thank you.
Glory to God.
Praise.
Let me get everyone in there. Let me get one more. Let me get this one. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You don't have anything to say, sir?
Well, I'm not gonna say much, but praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Amen. So this community I was introduced to because of the prison. One of the first prisons I ever walked into to serve the men inside. And I met the staff and the people. I used to drive down and stop and grab me a Subway sandwich. I used to look around and say, man, I want to come back here and serve. And our foundation, I mean, I'll just be straight, say it. I look for my people that I need to help.
Amen.
And that's why I came. And that's why I promised that I would never leave. I told you, Municipal, when we first started, whatever I could do that God gave me the power to do, we're going to keep serving this community.
Yes.
So it didn't matter what it costs me. We always have a partner in us. If God forbid, hurricane, something come, we're going to be the first ones here. We promise you that. Amen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Excellent, excellent.
You know, one of the greatest thing about this ministry, I don't know exactly how many inmates is at jail that's a part of this ministry. And when he come out there with his other individuals that travel with him, that goes out to that correction institution and ministers to those individuals out there, those inmates out there, you'll be really surprised that God had touched each and every one of those individuals who's a part of that ministry. I've been inside along with Commissioner King. We sat there and heard them preaching the word of God, talking about the word of God, and singing as well in that corrections institution. And it's genuine. They're not joking. They're for real when that ministry goes out there to talk to those inmates. So they do deserve a second chance. They have this opportunity because they have a Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that's with them each and every day. Amen. So they have a lot of time to focus on God's word because they're not going any place at this present time. So they have plenty of time to focus on the word. Mr. Roy, again, on behalf of the city of South Bay and our residents, we just want to say thank you. We do appreciate that, sir. All right, God bless you. At this present time, we have another proclamation tonight to a wonderful young lady that's a part of the Palm Beach County administration. She had been there for X amount of years. I don't think I represented her here tonight. But she's the administrator for the Palm Beach County. And her name, the young lady, I don't know how many of you have an opportunity to meet her, but she's a lady that you can really count on. And I remember when she became the administrator, she stated about that she's gonna make sure that the glaze is taken care of. That's what she has been doing. But tonight, I met the city manager, city clerk will read this proclamation tonight in reference to a wonderful great lady who will be retiring next month. They think next month she will be retired. But we want to let her know that the love that we have for her and we thought about her and the things she did for the Glaze area, especially for the city of South Bay. So at this present time, Madam Clerk, read for the record, please.
A proclamation, whereas Florida native and longtime Palm Beach County resident Virginia C. Baker, Palm Beach County Administrator, commenced her career with Palm Beach County in 1987 when she was hired as a budget analyst. And whereas Virginia C. Baker rose through the ranks of Palm Beach County government, serving as Impact Fee Coordinator, Director of Financial Management, Assistant County Administrator, and Deputy County Administrator before ascending to the position of County Administrator in September of 2015. And whereas Virginia C. Baker made history by becoming the first woman and the first Black person to serve as Palm Beach County Administrator. And whereas the City of South Bay wishes to publicly recognize and honor Virginia C. Baker for her contribution as a dedicated public official and to congratulate her on her well-earned retirement. Therefore, on behalf of the citizens and commission of the City of South Bay, I, Joe Cowles, Mayor of the City of South Bay, do hereby publicly commend Virginia C. Baker and expressed our deepest gratitude for the service she has rendered to the city of South Bay and to the entirety of Palm Beach County. In witness, whereas I have hereby set my hands and caused the official seal of the city of South Bay, Florida, to affix this 15th day of April 2025.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We do appreciate that there. This is a wonderful young lady. I don't know how many of you have the opportunity to meet her, but if you go to the county commissioners, she's always sitting up on the dais there. She's one young lady with the sandy color hair, and she has been great for the city. But we want to congratulate her again. We'll continue with our agenda item for the night. Opportunity for the public to address the commissioner. Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir. We have Miss Ida Mann.
Yes, ma'am. Will you give your name and your address, please?
Take your time.
We have a total of
25. Okay. At the time, keep the time.
Good afternoon.
Each one coming up tonight, you only have 3 minutes to speak, please.
My name is Ida Mann, and I'm a resident of South Bay. And I want to say good evening to all the city manager and all the staff.
Good evening, Vanda.
And I'm gonna move into what I want to say. Okay, I've been over there in my house over 50-some years, and I'm here tonight for the right-of-way ease at Eland and 3rd Avenue. And I have the city public record of showing the drawing that the city gave a permit to do a driveway.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's not the one that you all signed off on. So that's my complaint about that. And also on the survey paper, it didn't have the Florida seal on it, and on it said it's invalid. And also, I had talked to Mr. Cowles way back, over 3 years ago, and it's inconvenient for me to get in and out. Nothing wrong, I can get in, but that's not the way it's supposed to go. So, and he stated that he had gave her violation letter, and I never heard anything else from that. So I'm here tonight, and I need clarity of what's gonna be taking place, cause I feel in my heart that it's wrong. Cause I went to the county place, the tax, and the lady told me that all the lots are, off, but outside the property line, it doesn't belong to me, and it doesn't belong to my neighbor. It belongs to whosoever, like the city or the county or whosoever in charge of that. So I need some help with that, because it's been over 3 years. And I got some words from these men up here, what they said they were gonna do, and they have failed me. And I feel like it's wrong, okay? So thank you, and I hope you all have taken into consideration what I said.
Thank you.
Good evening,
You-
City Commission.
You're speaking on behalf of just.
I'm speaking on behalf of Ida Mann.
You have-
My mom.
She got the time, 3
my
minutes
mom.
now. You're speaking on, okay,
I'm
go ahead, dear,
speaking
go
for
ahead.
myself about the situation that has been happening
Okay, go ahead,
over
dear.
the years.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Okay, go ahead, dear.
On behalf of my mom, it has been 3 years.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
have been very patient. We have not heard anything from neither the city manager nor the mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Over 3 years. My mom has hurt herself in this driveway. Neither one of you guys got back on with us to let us know what you're gonna do. We've been patient, very patient. I stopped calling because I was very upset, because I do feel that you guys are being unfair to my mother. Because she's in age, and you guys promised that you was gonna do this driveway for her, but you have not. You failed us. Not only her children too, because that's where we're raised, and right there in South Bay, all a long time. So we're here to see what you guys are planning on doing right now, Because it's been 3 years and we're tired of waiting. My mom had hurt herself on that driveway and nothing has been done.
I want to, I don't know whether, Mr. Manager, or, in reference, I think that we had numerous of conversations in reference to that driveway. I think that you and your other sisters, I think you all have been
Years
here.
ago.
Yes, you have, you're right, I agree with you on that. And I think that the manager and I think your attorney or somebody was involved in this here.
We don't have one.
Okay, just a moment, I just asking a question, I'm asking a question. I'll let the manager speak as well in reference to the whole scenario. Yes, we were working on that with Miss, your next door neighbor as well during that particular time period. No, I know that, I was on the assumption that everything had been resolved in reference to that particular area there, but dealing with depth, the next door neighbor property and your property. The thing about it is reference to the roadway. I think that's the biggest concern in reference. It doesn't belong to Miss Canton, it don't belong to your mother. I don't know exactly who the roadway belongs to in reference to that. We have to get additional information in reference to that, but Mr. Campbell, I will allow you to speak on that, sir.
Mr. Mayor, Commission, for Ms. Mann's house, 401 Elon Avenue, the neighbor,
Ms. Canton.
also Ms. Canty, I was just trying to get the address to pop up. In that curve at 199 Northwest 3rd Street, in that curve, that right of way belongs to the city. And the city right of way, the driveway can go to the roadway. The dispute that's taking place is surveys between each neighbor. The building official has reviewed it. We've had several intense conversations with both parties. I'd shared with Ms. Mann that the city would, as we are making adjustments and road repairs, place Elon Avenue into try to find funding for sidewalks and or stormwater upgrades in the area. I do recall our last conversation when I met with the children of Miss Mann, and we had a meeting in the office. Both were going to do updated surveys as to where the actual property line is and who owns what. The city did not do any right-of-way surveys at the time because it was not programmed and there wasn't any funding received. However, it did not change anything with the property owners securing surveys. So I can go back and I can share this tonight. The improvement done to 199 Northwest 3rd Street is done within the property owner survey, and it is done accurately. The building official has signed off on that, and not just so that they signed off on it, it is done within the scope and within the property line of 199 Northwest 3rd. 401 Elon, it requires the driveway to be designed going in an angle because of how the property is situated. So understanding that it is not the way that it's been done prior to 199 Northwest 3rd, Ms. Canty getting the driveway built, it has not always been that access or lack of access as it is today for Ms. Mann's driveway. Now I'm going to move you to the right of way. We haven't done anything because the funding is not there.
You had the funding
I'm
at the
sorry.
time.
I'm sorry.
You had the funding,
I'm
because
sorry.
that's what you told us.
Okay. I'm unclear as to which funding.
May I say something?
Yes.
Okay, at the time, you told me that you had the funding. You know, you told me, when they was giving out the 5,000, whatever, for the construction of people, and you told me that you would give the 8 to do the driveway. I'm not worried about too much of the drive, because you got the driveway so high, I can't even get in there and take out my car. I don't mind this slanting going in, but just the problem is that the drawing that she did, you all gave the permit to do, that's not the drawing. That's not the one that I came here and got the public, records of her stuff, the letter and everything.
And the Florida seal
So
was not on the survey.
your reference point is the $5,000 as part of the American Rescue Plan Act funding that was issued to the residents. You're speaking to that $5,000.
No,
That's the $5,000 that I had stated if there was a possibility of utilizing in order to make any repairs, if you would make the application and do, that's the funding that I'm referencing. So if we could, and you may not want to meet with me beyond tonight,
I don't mind meeting with you.
let's schedule a meeting so we're able to have this conversation and find a resolution.
Okay, I just wanna say this. Only thing I feel real bad about, the drawing, the permit that you all gave her, that's not the one that was performed. That's my issue. On this, I didn't know that it was slanted. Always when I got that, they had my road to come in. But I got my land surveyed to get a fence. And just recently, 23, I did a new survey on my property to put my fence up. But I'm not, cause I'm talking about who owned that's on the outside the city property line. And you let a person come in and you give them permission to build something that you all didn't even sign off on. That's my point. Now, if
Ms.
you
Mann.
gave the right one, put the right one down,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm happy.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
happy anyway.
Okay.
I'm happy.
Will you, if you don't mind, do you mind by meeting with him again?
Yes.
All right, thank you, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you and your daughter for being here tonight. Thank you.
I just want to say one
Yes,
last
ma'am.
thing.
Go ahead, dear.
When we meet,
Yes,
are we
ma'am.
gonna get some kind of resolution on this? Because
Well, let's set up
Mr. Campbell,
let's
city
set up a
manager.
meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
it's been too long.
Yes, ma'am. Let's set up a meeting with him, and then let's see.
In 3 years.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it. Thank you all. Madam Clerk,
Yes, sir. Miss Alicia Pittman, she has 2.
Ms. Pittman.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Again, Alicia Pittman. I'm here with my 2. First I want to speak on behalf of Community
Your
Green.
name and address.
Oh,
please.
sorry, Alicia Pittman, 242 Azakana Road, South
Thank
Bay.
you, Ms. Pittman. We do appreciate it.
Last time I was here, I presented some poor news regarding the lack of funding that we had regarding the Glaze project.
Yes, ma'am.
Which ended up with us having to cancel our tree giveaway. Fortunately, one of our funders, not for the entirety of our Glaze project, but a funder did step forward to fund the Glaze Pioneer Park planting that we had scheduled for May 3rd. I'm here to provide an invitation to the commission as well as residents. If you have any connections to whether yourself are interested in coming and providing some service to the Tri-City area, or if you have connection to a church or a youth group, whomever, we'll be planting 80 trees in that area. That will be used to cover that walkway that a lot of people use when they're doing their daily walks and jogs. It does get hot and we're coming in the summer. So this will be an awesome opportunity within the next year, if not 2, 3, however many, that walkway will eventually be covered and provide some adequate shade for those who are walking through. So I do have flyers. I also put flyers in the back for residents. Again, as many people as possible. We're planting 80 trees.
Thank you, Ms. Pittman. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Continue with the second one.
So my second one, I wanted to circle back on the dog park motion. Even though, so one, I recognize that there may be some disagreement or concern regarding the opportunity of having a dog park in the area. I'm thinking as a resident, one, just an opportunity of what that may promote. Two of the things that are my main concern are building community as well as pretty much enhancing neighborhood appeal. So I'm currently taking Leadership Blaze. That's providing me opportunity, getting more out there, meeting some new people, making connection with residents as well as business leaders. With that, one of the current narratives that I'm seeing that's consistent across the board is, one, there being a need for beautification, but also there being a need for more community, more connection. Whether even within my own network, people don't necessarily feel this large connection between themselves and their community. I'm not saying that a dog park would necessarily fix that, but it will provide a third space for people to congregate and enjoy.
All right, thank you, Ms. Pittman. Let's on this deal with the dog park ordinance. That's what we are talking about. You heard the conversation we had tonight. We're not disagreeing with anything. We have different opinions about it.
No, absolutely, and that's what I meant. Just I heard the concern, yes, but I did want to provide that there, is other opportunity, because as a resident, as as a younger person in the area, I would enjoy having a third place.
Hey, thank you, dear. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here tonight, dear.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir. Miss Virginia Crawford.
Ms. Crawford.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear. Appreciate you.
Virginia Crawford, 200 Northwest 3rd Avenue, South Bay.
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Crawford.
I've been coming to commission meetings, every meeting, probably for the last 3 years.
Yes, ma'am.
All I hear is consulting, this, that, the other. Well, the city is spending money to do this, that, and the other. I see nothing that they're doing for the residents. The only thing that's been here in the last 10 years is a pilot, and we got a racetrack coming. There's nothing else that has helped to grow the city. And that's what I thought everything was about, making the city bigger to increase the revenue.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I hear about the village by the lake. But my main thing is, I really hope and pray that South Bay City owns the village by the lake and not someone else. Because if it's private and public, who's it gonna benefit the most? And if the city is doing all the legwork to get this here and the grants and the funding, it should belong to the city. Now, I don't have anything wrong with a nonprofit having a free space there, but no one should own it but the city of South Bay, because that's who's doing all the legwork.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Crawford.
Oh,
Appreciate
the only
you
other
being here.
thing.
Yes, ma'am.
My street, 200 Northwest 3rd Street.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the consultant said they sidewalks, this and that. We ain't had sidewalks in 50 years that I've been there. So what, they gonna put in the sidewalks when they redo the road for the $2 million? Because we don't have a single sidewalk. 1st Avenue, 2nd Avenue, 3rd Avenue, 4th Avenue, there's not a single sidewalk on either side of the street.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think this is the only area, when I was growing up, because I'm 71 years old, I've lived here all my life. This was considered White Town. We put sidewalks down in Black Town when we got black commissioners. But we never put a sidewalk up here. In the house I live in, I've been living in it 30 years. In the street is rougher than the ones down on 10th and 9th.
Yes, ma'am.
If you come by my house running 15 miles an hour to go to Pilot, you'll tear your car up.
And that's why we're working so hard to try to make sure we do the things in the city of South Bay.
On down, all the way to the end.
You're right, I agree.
You can't ride for 2 miles per hour.
Yes, ma'am. I was down there the other day myself, and you're right. But we're trying to continue to work and trying to get funded and trying to do whatever we can and trying to repair some of the streets in the city of South Bay. But thank you, Ms. Crawford. I do appreciate you coming forward, dear. Thanks. Madam Clerk?
So that's all for the,
That's it?
sir.
All right. Thank you to every one of y'all for being here tonight. Thank you for your concern and reference of what is taking place in the city of South Bay. We are trying to continue to bring more and more investors in the city of South Bay and increase our taxes based within the city of South Bay. You know, the thing about it is I think about it and I look at it all the time. With the survey that was done within the city of South Bay, that was It would take us over $50 million to do all our streets in the city of South Bay. Have came to me about, Mayor, what about a bond within the city of South Bay? And I look at the number of houses within the city of South Bay. Those are the ones who will be paying for this particular bond. And there's another thing that we're trying to increase as well. We're trying to bring more and more houses in the city of South Bay in order to increase our tax base as well. So we're going to continue to work and continue to move forward within the city of South Bay. And hopefully that you'll continue to work with us, to have patience with us in order for us to continue to make South Bay a wonderful and a great place to live and to raise your kids as well. But we don't go on deaf ear when you talk to us about different things in the city of South Bay. It's a possibility we probably won't talk about it at a particular time period, because I have been so many disappointment I have faced within the city of South Bay, or we have faced in the city of South Bay. Investors say they want to come to the city of South Bay. They want to try to do this and want to try to do that, but they never bring a contract back saying that we're going to move forward, we're going to offer this, we're going to offer that. They come back with proposals, and that's it. That's all they come back with, proposals. And we have had numerous investors come to the city of South Bay with a proposal, but moving forward with investing within the city of South Bay, that haven't taken place. So the doors are still open with anyone that knows of investors that are interested in coming to the city of South Bay. Help them to come on in, talk to us about it. Let's see how we can partnership and try to move this venture that they're bringing to the city of South Bay. Talk is cheap, but really doing the right thing and really want to be invested in the city of South Bay, let's do it together, because I believe in partnership. I believe in working together, and we can do it. Hypothetically, those individuals are very serious about bringing things within the city of South Bay. And just recently we had the situation dealing with this person that wanted to come in, invest in the city of South Bay. It was a proposal presented to us, and then after we did a counter proposal, then that person decided that no, they don't want to. These are some of the things that we'll face with each and every day. When Central Campesina came in and said they wanted to build houses in the city of South Bay, that failed. When Dominion came in and wanted to build houses in the city of South Bay, that failed. And others who wanted to invest in the city of South Bay haven't came through. The reason why, I do not know. But my thing about it, the doors are still open for any investor that want to invest in the city of South Bay. I just want to say that before we move on with our agenda for tonight. At this present time, Madam Clerk, thank you, and thank you to everyone for speaking tonight. At this time, I have Ms. Ranson here from Lakeshore Middle School from the pre-law and the Abbott program. That she just want to speak to each and every one of you all. As you notice that we have these young people coming to our commissioner meeting every first and third Tuesday. There's a reason for that. It's a reason for that because due to the fact to get them involved in politics and know precisely what goes on in our local cities in Tallahassee and then in Washington, D.C. as well. So they're learning. They're learning about local commissioners. They're learning how to do things. They're learning how to conduct themselves as they go to class. And don't get me wrong, young residents. These kids discuss everything that takes place in this commissioner meeting. I'm not saying this here. I'm there and I'm listening to what these kids have to say. And I feel so good to hear them talk about different things that have taken place at our commissioner. Until sometimes I just have to wipe my eyes because they've been very sincere about the things that they heard and the way we conduct ourselves and the things that we said within this commissioner meeting. I'm not going to continue to talk, Ms. Ramsey.
Good evening. My name is Kyra Ransom. I am a 7th grade pre-law student from Lakeshore Middle School. To Honorable Mayor Joe Kiles, Vice Mayor McKelvin, the commissioners Barry, Polk, and King. Last but not least, with much respect, City Manager Leandre Campbell and City Attorney Ms. Weeks. There is much work to do, and I feel assured that you all will work together to get it done. It is my distinct honor and privilege to sit among you tonight and to witness this memorable occasion. On behalf of Lakeshore Middle School pre-law students, our instructor and coordinator, Dr. Wilhelmina Jacobs, we say thank you for this privilege. We are also extending an invitation to each of you to come and visit our class and travel with us on field trips too. We have entered into a new year, new national administration, and a new president too. I challenge this commission tonight to lose focus, but to keep taking care of business here in South Bay. The citizens and the children are still counting and depending on each of you. It is said that we are the future, and I beg the difference. We are the present. I wish you all a productive meeting tonight with God's blessings. Mayor, Commission, City Manager, and City Attorney, and citizens of South Bay, let's move forward. With God, all things are possible if we only believe.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, Ms. Ramsey. We appreciate it. Ms. Jacobs, thank you as well. You have been with these kids a long time, a mighty long time. You have been there for them, the love, the affection that you show towards those young kids. We really do appreciate it. And the time that you take out the travel to the state attorney's office in West Palm Beach and Miami and taking these kids on buses, 40 and 50 young peoples, that you're taking them down to the Miami state attorney's office to just give a demonstration of the things that you all do at your classroom. It means so much to us, and we want to thank you for your service and thank you for your dedication as well. Whether parents or grandparents, are you here tonight? I think the grandmother is here, but Ms. Ramsey, thank you as well. Appreciate you for being here. But again, if you have time, just go out there one day. If you just take 5 or 10 minutes to go into that class and sit there and just hear these little kids. I have a book that I read, a book about this thick, and they call the Mimo Kids. And I read this book. I think I read this book 3 times, and it's a very thick book. And when I think about it and see these kids perform each and every day, the things that they do, that book just comes to mind. And the teacher there, I focus on Ms. Jacobs, because everything ties in together and references a Mimo book that I read each and every year. But again, thank you, Ms. Jacobs. Ms. Ramsey, thank you as well. We do appreciate you all. We'll continue with our agenda for tonight. The consent agenda. The minutes are April the 1st of 2025. The approval of our Senate meetings agenda, April the 15th, 2025. Mr. Manager, Clerk, do we have an addition to this agenda?
No, sir.
May I have a motion to move consent agenda to the floor for discussion or approval? Moved by Commissioner Berry.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Polk. At this present time, any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, recall the roll, please.
Commissioner King,
Yes.
Commissioner Polk,
Yes.
Commissioner Berry,
Yes.
Mayor Collins.
Yes. Thank you, Commissioner, thank you, Madam Clerk, and thank you again, Ms. Ramsey, and Vice Mayor, thank you for being on the line as well, sir. We really do appreciate you, sir. Oh, he's okay. Thank you. I do appreciate it. We pass it by 4, Commissioner. Resolution 15-2025. Madam Clerk, read for the record, please.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of South Bay, Florida, authorizing the city manager to execute a small county reach out program state-funded grant agreement between the Florida Department of Transportation and the City of South Bay for design, construction engineering inspection, CEI services along Northwest 10th Avenue from Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard to Northwest 2nd Street, providing for adoption of representation, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. City Manager Campbell.
Mr. Mayor, Commission, the City of South Bay has received grant monies from FDOT in a maximum amount of $833,097 through a state-funded grant agreement for construction, engineering, inspection services of Northwest 10th Avenue. The total estimated cost of the project is $2,111,339. This also, as you recall, $775,000 of those dollars you awarded to Her Homes during your last commission meeting for the water project. Now you are accepting the $833,000 from FDOT for the road construction project. At a following meeting, staff is recommending approval of Resolution 15-2025.
Thank you, City Manager Campbell. Thank you, Madam Clerk. May I have a motion to move Resolution 15-2025 to the floor for discussion and approval?
Moved.
Moved by Commissioner Polk.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Berry. Any question before this commission for Resolution 15-2025? Hear none, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Commissioner King.
Yes.
Commissioner Polk.
Yes.
Commissioner Berry.
Yes.
Mayor Collins.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk, City Manager Campbell, and Commission passed by 4 commissioners. Resolution 16-2025. Madam Clerk, read for the record, please.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of South Bay, Florida, authorizing submission of the United States of America 20th Congressional District of Florida Community Project Funding Program application for the fiscal year 2026, providing for an effective date.
City Manager Campbell.
Mr. Mayor Commission, you are authorizing approval for the submission of the same grant that was not a part of the federal budget that was approved last month. So it was announced last week. Staff prepared the application, and it is due April 18th. And this is the $1 million that was coming from Congresswoman McCormick's office. Staff is recommending approval for submission of grant.
All right, thank you, City Manager Campbell. May I have a motion and a second to move Resolution 16-2025 for the floor for discussion and approval?
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Polk,
Second.
second by Commissioner Berry. In this discussion, per Resolution 16-2025 before this commission. Here none, Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Commissioner King,
Yes.
Commissioner Poe,
Yes.
Commissioner Berry,
Yes.
Mayor Collins.
Yes, thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, City Manager Campbell. Thank you, Commissioner. Passed by all four commissioners. Resolution 17-2025. Madam Clerk, read for the record, please.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of South Bay, Florida, authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement for independent external auditing services attached as Exhibit A and an audit engagement letter attached as Exhibit B between the City of South Bay and HCT Certified Public Accountants and Consultants LLC, providing for adoption of representation, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. City Manager Campbell.
Mr. Mayor Commission, this is the agreement and engagement letter. Staff is recommending approval of the agreement with HCT for external auditing services. You're part of the actual document. Full contract is RFP 2025-01. That was the advertised document. You have the consultant's proposal as an additional item and the audit engagement letter. What you will also notice that's different in this actual engagement letter, it is a 5-year engagement letter with the dollars broken down as for each year. I'm trying to scroll to it so I'm saying it correctly. For the fiscal year ended September 30th, 2024, it is amount of $28,000. For the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2025, is $28,250. For the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2026, it is $28,500. Fiscal year ended September 30th, 2027, it is $29,000. And fiscal year ended September 30th, 2028, it is $29,000. It is a 2% difference in each of the years. Staff is recommending approval of said resolution.
Thank you, City Manager Campbell. May I have a motion and a second to move Resolution 17-2025 to the floor for discussion and approval?
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Berry,
Second.
second by Commissioner Polk. Any questions
Yes.
Yes.
per Resolution 17-25 before this commissioner, Commissioner Polk and then Commissioner King?
I just want to know previously, have we always engaged in a 5-year contract? That's it.
No, we did not. We always had a 5-year agreement. However, the engagement letter was done annually.
Was who?
The engagement letter is done annually. So this time the engagement letter, you have an agreement with them. It is just the engagement letter is now coming as a 5-year piece.
How does that benefit the city? As opposed to getting the engagement letter annually?
There's no real benefit in any direction beyond the auditor. Instead of, they just start their engagement instead of waiting for the authorization to come to the commission. So when it's time to begin, the books are closed, then the auditor will come in.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Pope. Commissioner King.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was gonna ask the same question, Commissioner Pope asked about, have we entered in a 5-year contract in the past? And that was answered, correctly. Mr. Manager, you stated that in the past, we have always, had a 5-year contract with this,
Correct.
okay.
And we normally would do an engagement letter annually.
Okay, so differently, we're doing both 5 years now, then with the engagement letter and the agreement
Correct.
this time. Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Thank you,
Mr. Mayor,
Commissioner King.
Mr. Mayor.
Mayor, the attorney.
Yes, ma'am. Madam
Yes,
Attorney.
I just want to just make the record clear. What this is actually, it's a 3-year contract with 2 1-year renewals. And so that's what it is. And so assuming you renew for the additional 2 optional years, that what the manager was stating earlier would be the price. So the 5 years is all laid out. So if you agree to renew beyond the 3 years, it's already set. You wouldn't have to take it back out. The numbers are set now. So I just want to be clear because the term is in the contract is for 3 years with 2 optional 1-year terms.
Correct.
All right, thank you, Madam Attorney. Thank you, Commissioner Pope, Commissioner King. In addition, question for Resolution 17-2025 before this commission. Hearing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Commissioner King,
No.
Commissioner Pope,
Yes.
Commissioner Barry,
Yes.
Mayor Collins.
Yes, it passes 3-1. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Madam Clerk, and thank you, City Manager Campbell. We continue with Roosevelt Elementary School report. Commissioner Vice Mayor is not here. Financial report, Commissioner Barra, either Mr. Master Finance Director.
I move that the motion for the record, we will continue to do this. For the record, the motion, Esther Berry, second. Accounts payable report.
What are you doing, tabling?
No, I'm making a motion, but I want it to appear in the minutes. So when you see it again, you will see accounts payable, motion, second. It's not there.
All right, so you made a motion to accept the financial report. Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Pope, Commissioner Barry to accept the financial report. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pope. Any questions per the financial report? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Commissioner King,
Yes.
Commissioner Pope,
Yes.
Commissioner Barry,
Yes.
Mayor Collins.
Yes, thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioner Barry passes 4-4. City Clerk's report.
Yes, sir. GTEC meeting will be coming up at April 24th at 9:30 here in the chambers. And the Great American Cleanup will be held April 26th at Tanner Park from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We also have City of South Bay Gets Neat on Crime, Prevention, and Safety. It is May 3rd, 2025, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Tanner Park. And there is a flyer that you have in front of you, along with these flyers. The community workshop, Flooding and Sea Level Rise Risk Assessment, that is scheduled for April 23rd at 6 p.m. Here. It's a virtual, did you say, sir? A virtual meeting in the chambers at 6 p.m.
The meeting would take place live in person in the city of Belgrade at the Civic Center, but they will also do a live video feed here for residents that don't want to travel to Belgrade. They want to sit here in the chambers and participate in the meeting as well regarding sea level rise and resiliency.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. It's good that you come here. We did it last year at in the chambers here. If you have time, please join us here in the city of South Bay. The crime prevention and the Great America Cleanup, we just asked each and everyone to come out and just, especially the Great America Cleanup, we want to invite you to come out and just help us just to clean certain areas in the city of South Bay. And we really will welcome you to be a part of that particular event. The crime prevention event, if you can, if you know your neighbors or your friends or family members, see could they have the young people to come out to this event. this should be a wonderful event that particular day, because what they will be demonstrating out there, and we have had the opportunity to see what is taking place, and some of the things. I think Commissioner Polk last year, I think he went there with a robot, and I think they had something else. I don't know whether they had something else he was involved in last year when they had it, and I think it'd be good for you to be a part of what is taking place with the Palm Beach County Sheriff Department, and you see the work that they encounter each and every day, the things that they do, and the safety they have for each and every one of the residents that live in Palm Beach County. So if you can, come on out and have your kids to come out as well. Thank you, Madam Clerk, for your report. City Manager report.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. City Attorney report.
Yes, just very briefly, Mr. Mayor and Vice Mayor Commissioners. What I will do for the next meeting is have a draft ordinance format, but what I'm recommending is that we workshop it so that before we put it on as a first reading, it's something that you want, and we have the things in it that that you want to address. So it's not going to have a dog park at all, because we don't know where that would be, but it will have different things about what you should be doing with animals. You should have them on leash, these kind of things, and then that way you guys can can go through it and make sure that you're in agreement before we just put something on the agenda. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Attorney. We do appreciate it. Ms. Bryant from Senator Berman's office, you have anything you'd like to say tonight? All right, thank you. Palm Beach County Sheriff Department. All right, thank you, sir. Palm Beach County Fire Department, she's gone, okay. Thank you. Future agenda items?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Pope? Commissioner King, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My first item, I want to add for a future agenda item, City Commissioner office space for discussion of how this space is important. Consideration that directly impacts our effectiveness as a governing body and our ability to serve the people who elect us. So it's necessary for the commission to have a dedicated office space inside of City Hall. So I'm asking that we add this item to a future agenda item.
Okay. All right. May I take action on that? May I have a motion in a second? Make a motion on that, Commissioner?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to add commissioner office space in City Hall for a future agenda item.
All right, thank you. I have a motion by Commissioner King. May I have a second?
I'd like a second for conversation.
A second by Commissioner Polk. Any questions for the office space for the commission within the City Hall? Here none, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
We want to discuss.
I don't think that, you want to,
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't look over that way. I was just looking down.
Yeah. So I just want to make it clear, I don't want an office here, but I'm going to support it because we keep hearing it from Commissioner King, and I want my colleagues to have whatever it takes for them they need to be successful. But for me to be successful, I'll pull up on my bicycle. So we can meet in your front yard, backyard, at my church, at my house. So I have no desire, as y'all know, I don't come here. I will send you an email in a minute.
Yes, sir.
So let that be on the record.
Thank you, Commissioner Polk. Any additional question, discussion? Commissioner King.
Yes, Mayor. It's important to me because as I was elected, I made time and a commitment to my community. So I meet people almost every day, and I'm out in the community, and I don't find it fair for me to have to set up meetings in a fast food joint or my house or their house. I was elected as a city commissioner here in South Bay. I have been meeting here in the chambers, and I don't feel comfortable doing that when it's not giving me my privacy with the individuals that I'm meeting with, and it's a problem, you know, meeting here due to events that going on in the chambers, as I was told. And so I think that city commission need to have space in City Hall to, you know, to be effective. And that's, you know, that's my take on it.
All right, thank you, Commissioner King. Thank you, Commissioner Poe. In addition, question per the future agenda items. Your non-medical clerk, in reference to the office space for the commissioner. Your non-medical clerk, Commissioner Barry.
Would you consider sharing an office with
Yes,
someone?
well, that's what I mean, in the past, you know, I know Commissioner had space here in City Hall where they come and meet with it, you know, when they have a meeting or whatever, there was space inside of City Hall that was provided for all commission to share. I'm not asking for an individual space for myself, but a commissioner space so that, you know, we can make calls, you know, have Zoom meetings, you know, pertaining to city business, you know. So that's what I'm asking, not just for myself, for the commissioners.
That's good clarity. Would you could prefer upstairs or downstairs?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, and the only reason.
But I would say, I mean, if you're willing to utilize this space, I would prefer downstairs because, you know,
I'm slow getting around.
Yes,
That's okay.
exactly.
I understand that. But the other part is, in the past, we shared space. And in that shared space, it was just a table or a desk or something, a couple of chairs, and if we had to make phone calls, etc. So I can see that shared space. I will not need the shared space. I carry most of my things in this bag over here, and that's for real. So what I would suggest, this is conversation, pull McKelvin, ask him if he's interested in sharing space.
She will not be able to do that.
You know.
Why did I do that?
That's all right.
Thank
That's
you.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I do appreciate
It has to
that.
be in the sunshine, right? Thank you. But I support your shared space. Yes.
Any more discussion at this present time? Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Commissioner King?
Yes.
Commissioner Poe?
Yes.
Commissioner Barry?
Yes.
Mayor Collins?
Yes, it passes 4. We'll continue with future agenda item. In addition, future item.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Go.
Go ahead. Continue, Commissioner King and then Commissioner Barry.
I would like to add, Commissioner, mailbox being placed inside of City Hall instead of the City Hall lobby where, the public has access to those boxes, even though they have a lock and key, but, to me, we have, boxes in the lobby. I comes up and I go in the lobby and check my mail. That's just like me rolling up to the, post office, checking my mail, get out, go in my car, check my mail. I'm a commissioner. I should be able to come and City Hall and have a mailbox in a secured, private area, check my mail, go to an office space, read my mail, instead of putting up in my car, coming in the lobby, check my mailbox and get back in my car. So I'm asking that city commissioners have a mailbox inside of City Hall in a secured area is my request.
Just to clarify something, Commissioner King, you said that you do have a mailbox, right? The commission have a mailbox, am I
Yes,
correct?
they, recently.
I know that was one of your biggest concern about a mailbox. The commission have a mailbox, so the mailbox was furnished. So what you're saying now, instead of the boxes being in the lobby, you want them somewhere else with
Secured.
Inside.
Secured. May I?
Go ahead, talk.
How do you treat your mail that comes to City
They
Hall?
put it on the desk.
And that's a secured area,
No,
right?
it's not. The
It's-
door is
it's-
not, the door is not locked.
But it's behind the doors from the public. Am I right?
Well, they just put it on my desk and that's it.
But I'm just
And
saying,
I
your
read it.
office is on the other side of the door from the public. Yes or no?
It's office
Okay, so
space.
when
It's
the
office
public
space.
come to City
It's
Hall,
office
when the
space.
public come to City Hall, could they see your office where your mail is located? No.
No,
Okay, that's what I'm
I don't know
saying.
what they're looking in there.
So when the public come to City Hall to conduct business at the window in the lobby, 4 commissioner mailboxes right there, is what I'm saying.
But I want to say, if this commission, they have voted to try to establish an office for the commissioners there, wouldn't it be, if the office is established for the commission, would it be feasible to have the mailbox in that particular area?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
In the office space?
Yes.
Instead of any place else around, because due to the fact that you're coming in there, you come in and make phone calls, you come in and check your mail. So I think that box would be feasible in that room, when the office space where the commission will be meeting at.
Yes.
So therefore, they put all their mails in the box, so therefore, it would be secure, because the only one that really going in there is the commissioner to take care of, whatever they have to.
Yeah.
That sounds feasible to me.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, I'm asking that the box not be placed in the lobby where they are now accessible to the public. I'm just asking them to be placed inside of City Hall in a secured area.
Well, instead of putting that in a future agenda item, since they had agreed to an office space for the commissioner, would it be okay if they take the boxes from out there in the lobby and then put them up inside of the office for the commissioners?
That would be great, because then, they won't be accessible to the public.
Okay, I think that's what we'll do in reference to
Okay.
that there. All right, thank you. I appreciate that, Commissioner.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir, City Manager.
That's a future item.
Yes, sir.
For your conversation, not that the office space has been established.
No, sir, right.
So it's just so that it's clear. So you may want to have that, go ahead and have that motion. So we could do that. It's all determined on your conversation for the first item.
Okay, so whatever I did with the mailbox, moving from the foyer to the inside of office space, will you be able to make that happen? No.
I don't have a place for it. That's why it's where it is. But we can make the assessment and go from that and move in that direction.
May I say something, Mr. Mayor?
Yes,
May I ask Mr. Manager, where does this department heads receive their mail?
Department heads, staff receive their mail in the mail room. We don't have anything on the walls in any parts of the building at this moment, which is why I say we don't have the space, because the walls are being we're making some repairs to the walls. So that is the only reason why I say there's no space.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, the mailbox, back in the mail room, there's a shelf with slots. I'm pretty sure in the past, that's how,
it's not.
Past commissioners received their mail in a box.
Mr. Manager and Commissioner, what we do, Mr. Manager, let's make it the mailbox accessible for the commission, not in the public eyesight, and let's move in that direction, sir. All right, is that feasible? That's okay. All right, thank you, Commissioner.
The spaces, the walls are the issue. It's that wall is what's available and doesn't need any repairs.
Okay.
So I will be taking them down again in the very near future as we work on the walls. So that's all. I was just trying to ensure that the commissioner had access to the mail based upon the historical conversation, so that it would not continue to be an issue. But definitely we can look into it, and I hear we can look into it and make it accessible, Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner King. We do appreciate it. City Manager, each and everyone had a comment in reference to that. In addition to future agenda item, Commissioner Berry. Are you good? Okay then. All right. Commissioner coming for the good of the order. Commissioner King.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just wanted to thank everybody for coming out, taking part in your city government, and I just want to let you know that I love you all, no matter what. Have a good rest of your evening, and hopefully I see you next commissioner meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner King. Commissioner Pope.
Yes, and thank you. Did we do the manager's report? Yes. Okay, I got caught up.
You didn't tell them nothing.
Okay, no report. That's good. So just quickly, and I just want to thank everyone for coming out, and God bless you all. Thank you all for what you're doing in our community. Thank you for all your prayers. We know without prayer, no power. So to have the power to do the right thing at all times, we have to stay prayed up. So I say to y'all, let's stay prayed up. I did want to get a recap, and I know, Mr. Manager, you know, I've shared this because I try to be an open book for the sake of the residents, because many times they say they don't understand what we be saying up here. So if we could get a recap on what the instructions were for Northwest 3rd Avenue, I just wanted to hear it again. And I meant to do it at the manager's report. I apologize.
To draft a scope of work for a roadway that's rideable.
Rideability.
Rideability.
Scope of work. All right, and then also I just wanted to place emphasis on Miss Ida Pearl. Man, I know, Mayor, you here every day, so if you don't mind, you know, get with it, and y'all make it happen for her, because she's really, you know, you can see it on her and her daughter. So thank y'all so much for everything. God bless you. Have a wonderful, blessed night.
Thank you, Commissioner Pope. Commissioner Berry.
Thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening, and I am concerned about Miss Mann as well. You know, she's a lifelong pioneer of the city. She's worked so hard for the school system, for her community, for her troops. So I would like that to be a priority for our next, well, after you have the meeting, the manager, Miss Ida Pearl Mann. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner, as well. We were trying to make that work out. It was a situation that took place in that situation between two neighbors. And we don't know what transpired, but we were trying to correct that problem in reference to Sister Evangelist Mann.
Yes.
Again, I just want to say thank you to every one of you all. Ms. Rounsley, thank you. We appreciate you for being here tonight. Appreciate you being on the dais as well. And the wonderful thing that you are doing each and every day, I know what you did, came in third place in our rhetorical context that showed me that you were willing to do and willing to move forward. Roseanne, thank you for all that you do each and every day within the city of South Bay. You understand? Thank you all. I appreciate everything that you all are doing. I really do. Because I remember when that old rural cottage was moved from behind the plaza there. They had two tractor trailers, they had them up on there pulling this old building down Highway 27. And I looked at that building, I said, man, this building gonna fall apart before it make it to that particular site there, because it was so old and so ragged. It had been sitting there for the longest, you know, but they did a fantastic job in what you're trying to do. The county came in there to restore that particular building. The building was looking nice, really great, but it has sat for years and years. And Commissioner Berry instrumental in making sure that that building was restored. I think they put a few of the old wood on the outside of it, and they did the steps, and that was it. But that building there was just sitting there, and I think that building went through the hurricane as well during the 1920 hurricane, but it's still out there in the RB Park. But the work that you all doing, I want to thank you all for that there. Looking forward to a wonderful museum and inviting other people to come in as well. Residents, thank you all. We appreciate you being a part of this commissioner meeting. Continue to be a part of the commission. Voice your opinion about different things. Don't sit back and go out and talk to the other residents. We want to hear it up here. Be not too shy to listen to what you have to say. We're not finna throw rocks at you, not finna curse you out or call you any type of name, because when you're involved in what takes place in this commissioner meeting, It means volume to the ones that sits up on this dais. Because you're letting us know about things that you're not pleased with and things that you are pleased with in the city of South Bay. So we don't have no other choice to try to come to your aid, because you're the one that elected us to be the leaders in the city of South Bay. And we are the ones supposed to do the things that you ask us to do, provided within the law and doing the right thing according to God's word. But again, on behalf of this commission, I just want to say thank you all. Ms. Bryan, thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you keeping us informed in reference to Senator Berman office. Palm Beach County Sheriff Department, thank you, Sarge. We do appreciate you each and every day. Thank you for keeping us informed of what is taking place. And you keep us informed in what's taking place in City of South Bay. We hear other things that's taking place in other parts of the Belgrade and Pahokee. But I think you're doing a fantastic job in the City of South Bay, and I just want to say thank you. Madam Attorney, thank you. We appreciate you keeping us, guiding us in the right way from a legal aspect. It goes a mighty long way. You make sure that you're telling us to go straight and we decide to go right or left, but keep us going straight within the city of South Bay, because I'm gonna be frank with you. I don't want to go to jail. I do not want to go to jail doing the wrong thing. So keep me straight. While we set up on these deals, keep us straight, because I can't deal with it. But thank you for your service. I do appreciate that. I entertain a motion to adjourn. Move. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Don't forget.